All right, what's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here with Wasteman Juano.
Wagwan.
Thanks for joining us this week for the Industry Noise Podcast. The INP is in the house and in the place to be. This is how we do it. We discuss all things about the underground electronic music industry as we know it and experience it. As you know, I'm a DJ and producer myself. Wasteman Juano is a DJ and producer himself, but more on the
Video.
Audio file, blah blah blah. Representing Gen Z or Generation Z, as they would say.
Yeah, bro. You know,
in the
we're
US.
Zoomers out here.
Zoomers out here, man. Big class. I cannot be considered a boomer anymore. I actually do not use Facebook that much.
Ooh, jeez.
That classifies me as not being a boomer.
Not being a boomer. Yeah, every boomer is on Facebook, bro, and they believe everything.
Right, you know, it's actually quite true. I just Facebook. I just find it so incredibly boring. I don't even do my music marketing stuff on there. Too tough. I really don't.
It really is a waste of time, and I think this actually segments into the first topic, which would be OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Because you and I were talking about this in the pre-pod about, you know, are they gonna be able to get rid of the stigma of the paid Pornhub?
Yeah, so you know what? I heard about this a couple of months ago through some sort of investment chat thing. Anyway, don't ask me how it came up. It's interesting. And they did say they are consciously going to be moving the platform to host entertainers or creators in the entertainment industry. And their first signing was with Cardi B. They got her on the platform and somebody else. So now I'm starting to see, I guess what you're talking about and reacting to is the most recent ads on DJing stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You react. React.
So maybe I'll pull up the ad or not. I'll see. But essentially, you know, they're trying to promote it as we're not porn, we're entertainment. Which I think that's the wrong strategy. I think what OnlyFans should do is create a subsidiary that focuses on entertainment. They got to realize their core audience for music and all that, that's Patreon, my guys. That's Patreon. They've been doing it well for years. You know, you guys do paid porn amazingly, right? I've never seen so many people be able to make a living off their asshole, you know? Hey, so in my opinion, I think they're doing it wrong. I think they should fucking be like, oh, you know what? We're a fucking paid porn site. Don't call it a paid porn site, but fucking caters to that audience because that's who's making you the bread, right?
It's kind of like AstraZeneca rebranding themselves as Vaxzevria.
No, it's like AstraZeneca saying, by the way, our vaccines don't just give you blood clots; they also do vaccinate you from COVID.
Only if you're female and you're over the age
exactly right.
Dude, you know what? That's not a laughing matter. I'm sorry, but no, you're right. Hey, you're kind of right on that one. I don't know. I actually think they may have a chance. I've actually been
Patreon is. Just
I
so
know
they,
but hey, there's a possibility in it. Here's why. There are a number of streaming platforms that are just crowded right now. Okay, Twitch is a no-go. I would not, dude. I was considering streaming on Twitch. It's a no-go for me. Bandcamp recently enabled my accounts with streaming capability, which I might actually, we got to talk about that some more, by the way, which I might actually seriously consider putting a show on there. Which, by the way, for our listeners, let us know your thoughts on it. Would you be down for, I guess, a weekly set for me, and if so, what platform would you prefer? That's the right question.
Yeah,
they might not want to do, you know what, a flip-flop it here. You might be right on that point. One, you know, the innocent up-and-coming DJ and producer who wants to take in some demure sets and his wife notices an OnlyFans charge on the credit card. That might not go over very well. That's an awkward
conversation right there. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? You know, they already, let's be real, once you get a certain stigma, it's hard to shake it off, man. It really
Yeah,
is.
they were for, but you know what? To be fair to they didn't build their platform to serve the way it's
Porn.
actually
Yeah,
serving right
yeah,
now.
but at
Like
a
that
certain point,
wasn't
you have to adapt. Like if you notice, let's be real, 80 to 90%. Let's be real. It's porn. OnlyFans is really a porn website
I don't
with
know if
a
it's porn, bro.
awful online user interface that's only good for phones. That's the
If
reality
I
of it.
could see the teacher that smashed that kid in high school like a little more intimately, I don't see that as porn. I see that as
Connecting.
getting to know someone better.
Yeah, you know that sure, sure that works.
You can't even keep a straight face.
Sure, you're getting
Oh
her to know her
shit!
better. But
Oh shit!
here's the thing: if you want to connect more with an artist, what do? You follow their Snapchat. That's the rule of thumb. The more personal shit
Well,
goes on Snap.
maybe for you guys, Generation Z.
For any modern artist, like let's say hip hop, right? Because that is the majority
Fair
share
enough.
of music, right? For hip hop, everyone's got the Snapchat, right? If you want to connect with them, imagine you as a man going, you know what, guys, follow my OnlyFans. You're a bati boy, bro. You're a bati. That's simple. As simple as that. You can't be straight and be doing that shit, bro. You're
You
a
know what?
bati boy.
I think yo, we should do an experiment. Since Dexy, shout out to Dexy again with your creative fucking memes on our Discord. Did you see the one he did? The other Aoki one he did
You did another
with
Aoki
me
one?
in the crowd.
No.
Pull that shit up. It's in
Ew.
the general chat.
Yeah.
It's so that fucking guy. Anyway, yeah, I I could see him doing a meme on that. You know what? We should fucking do we should fuck with our Discord people. We should go in there and put uh Demuir on OnlyFans. Bro, do it. Yo, after the pod. Well, maybe do it during the pod, and maybe we can flip back and forth if you can one. Otherwise, we'll do it next time and highlight it
Guys,
for next
good
conversation.
news. Demir. Now.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
As a DM for details.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, so one is posting that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we'll get a few people like, who the hell is this guy on OnlyFans?
Do you know who I am?
But
Of course.
they're gonna know. Oh shit! People are reacting. I heard that.
Oh no, that was
That's
me.
all we're gonna hear throughout the
I
pod
tagged
now.
everyone.
That's straight up.
Oh, someone's
Straight
over
up
here typing
violation,
into
bro.
it. But yeah, no.
That one there was a violation happening. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, straight up violation. Let's see how people react.
Oh, but
You know,
what
you,
hmm?
you know, I was just gonna say it'll be in a notification.
Good news.
I was just gonna say it's gonna get stupid. Someone's gonna screen capture that and throw it up on their IG. Oh fuck, this is gonna be hilarious. Let's see what comes out of that. Anyway, bro. Okay, I semi agree with you. I think although OnlyFans did not intend to be this porn alternative, right?
Yep.
I think it will be hard for them, and I think the smartest thing they could have did, they really should have rebranded. But if they attempted to rebrand, they wouldn't have had the opportunity to leverage their existing base.
100%.
What I want to see is one of those ladies say, "Oh, I'm going to start DJing now." Oh my god.
Oh, the Paris Hiltons of the world, you mean?
Yeah, there you go. But I'm sure there's some legit, hood gal on there.
Yeah. Sure thing. She's gonna be DJing, nothing on. She's gonna be like, listen to my mix. Like, no, we're not listening, we're watching.
Tip jar. You know what? That's probably what we should do. We should just find some gal, man, and just say, yo, just say you're gonna DJ on this thing in some nice lingerie, but she'll probably get hip to it real quick and say, why am I doing this for you when I can make all of the money?
No, what we'll do is we'll have one deck playing your set, and then she'll be pretending to DJ.
Yeah, true.
So that way,
But
there's
that
good
would make.
music while there's a good view.
I mean, you know what? That would be an interesting experiment. Would people still pay to see that, even though they know the person isn't DJing? It's only fans.
Bro,
She has half of her clothes off.
I've seen a post about a woman who gets paid like 12K a month to pretend like she's a dog.
What the fuck?
Not even submissive shit, like on some actual dog shit, like eating out of a bowl type shit, not in lingerie, nothing like that. Fully clothed.
Yo, man, whatever turns people's cranks, and
or whatever people crank it to.
That's not surprising for our industry. That's for sure. It's definitely freak culture in play here. Yeah, so we'll have to see how it goes with OnlyFans. Shouts out to them for trying to do something different.
Bro, I think they need to realize what they did, and they just gotta say, yeah, you know what, guys, we're a porn site.
Yeah, but and I'm hoping, are they public? They don't know, publicly traded.
No, I don't think they're publicly traded.
Man, that would be a good stock to have.
Well, so it would be Pornhub, your point?
Pornhub public?
No, that would be an amazing stock to have. They did.
They're owned by the same Montreal company, right?
Are they?
The RedTube and just what I heard. I don't know.
RedTube, that brings me back, bro.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on. Big shout out to Pornhub.
Let's move on from this.
Here's what we'll do. Okay? Because I have been having this thought. Okay. We should try to do this. So my idea is this. Okay. If we go ahead, we should do some sort of donation or something. If enough people donate, I will have my daily driver, the Versa, big Pornhub livery all around. And drive around like that. And then at the back it'll say pornhub.com/Demuir. And then what we can do is we can post your mixes on Pornhub.
No fucking way.
Actually, I do have a DJ mix on Pornhub.
That's hilarious, bro. That idea is probably going to stay in my mind for a while.
What?
Get some really hot fucking girl pretending to play my set on OnlyFans.
Put it on Pornhub. I think that would be a better. It's a free audience.
Do you think that'll be a better option? Anyway, one of our favorite things that we enjoy talking about is cancel culture.
Oh.
So they were very quick to snap at Daft Punk, who has since retired. About do you have it up on the screen there, one?
I'm popping it up right about now.
And I really should know. Yeah. So, all right. So the LA Times wrote an article after, I guess, coming into contact with Eddie Johns, who is the writer of the song that Daft Punk sampled for One More Time, the horn hit that they've chopped and pitched. Like it actually isn't that complicated. So they got in contact with him. Unfortunately, Mr. Johns is homeless. Has had I believe he had a stroke, and he's struggling. And then shortly after they posted the article on Twitter, cancel culture started coming in. So yeah, those guys should pay homie out and make sure he's taken care of, and blah blah blah. Cancel. So
basically, a bunch of people that aren't in this industry commentating on the industry.
Exactly, but even more so. But this is the danger with cancel culture, right? People don't get their facts straight about certain things, right? So the deal is, Daft Punk has paid the owner of the copyright in full. They've been getting paid. They stayed been getting paid. And I think at one point they actually tried to find this dude to no avail. So I mean, the irony too is I believe Thomas Bangalter is in L.A. He's no longer in France. He's been living in L.A. for some time now. So cancel culture is like, these guys need to pay their dues, and then appropriation started coming into the conversation, which just stupid shit. When all of this boils down to is the finer things that we usually discuss on this podcast, which is make sure you own your own shit. Number one, right? So I'm not even sure if he owns the master still, nor the publisher. So 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 why are you arguing about cancel this person and that person when you don't even know the status of that piece?
Yeah.
I think LA Times also needs to buy a piece of wrapping this in context because it was very clickbaity, right?
Well,
like you see the headline.
Remember what we talked about? How I said fucking journalists nowadays they're not fucking journalists, you know? They're not. They're fucking BuzzFeed writers at this point. You know, they're all fucking all journalists nowadays are a bunch of fucking scumbags that don't give a fuck about it, the truth.
Well, the sad thing is about today's news, especially in the music industry, is a lot of people say if it's on TMZ, it's real.
Oh, yeah,
so
fucking TMZ.
Crazy to me.
Bro, they have
that is
dun,
so
dun, dun,
crazy.
TMZ, you know?
That is so crazy to me. Like, when did they become the legitimate source of information when it comes to, you know, journalism? It's right so here, crazy. So anyways,
there's actually a comment here that says someone has said this headline is misleading clickbait, and he talks about, and one thing he says is the record label is the one who stole from him, not Daft Punk. Also, the sample itself is drastically changed in the Daft Punk song, and he actually comes out with a video with an example and all that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like that, the whole thing about sampling versus paying the original artist, where you got the idea, like, I mean, and sample manipulation, and is it the same source, and who should get paid at it? That's an entirely different conversation. But I do think this sample is quite obvious. For me, being in the industry, making music, if I heard that horn hit, it would probably pass me once and say, "Ooh, that sounds familiar," and then fuck within the they already used this shit.
Yeah,
that would likely be my experience. And yeah, absolutely, he should get paid. But you know, cancel culture, man. Check yourself.
But I don't think you should be getting paid by Daft Punk. That's the whole thing. Because people are like, Daft Punk needs to pay up. I'm like, Daft Punk.
The only people Daft Punk, and it's not even Daft Punk themselves. It's their record label, and I think it was Sony or Columbia at the time, or they're one of the same, actually, right?
Hold on, let's find
out. Bottom line is the label that Daft Punk has put the song out on. The label needs to handle those payments and shit. It's part of the sample clearance process. Yeah. You can either pay a flat fee, one check, and it's done. Some people ask for the check plus points on the publishing. Whatever the deal is.
Sorry to interrupt. It's Virgin.
It's Virgin, right? That's right. My bad. They're on Columbia before, I think. Anyway, there's a connection there. I think one of their dads was a VP there, but whatever. So that's the point is, and it highlights and underscores very passionately, and why I talk about this shit all the time. You gotta own your shit.
100%.
You just gotta own your masters and your fucking publishing, because you won't be in these types of situations, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and you know,
cancel culture, man, suck a dick. Get the facts first.
I think the real problem here that people aren't seeing is what was the terms of his deal, because if he's not even getting paid a dime, like, what the fuck is going on? What's the deal? Like, what is it? You know, like, how are you not even getting paid a dime? Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, the faintest ink is stronger than the mightiest sword.
Oh, 100%, right? You know, it's
Chinese proverb right there. Like this shit ain't going away, and people as content creators, it's even more important.
100%.
That you own your own shit. It's extremely important. So I'm you know, while I'm sad to see this story about Mr. Johns, it also served as a very strong reminder. Make sure you have your business affairs in check when it comes to this music shit, because you'll pay for it down the line. That's why content is so important, especially from an ownership perspective. Man, I'm a little froggy this. I was gonna say this morning. It's the afternoon. Everything feels like one long
One
day.
continuous day, yeah, it's fucking
But
crazy.
and we're looking at another. I know we don't want to talk about it on
Oh,
podcast, so I won't spend too much time on it. But
another extended part of the lockdown.
possibility of an extended lockdown
Yeah, it's fucking.
here in Toronto.
Oh, it's getting tortured.
Anyways, I'm over it. Good luck. Good luck with that, y'all. Especially while people are getting vaccinated now.
Yeah.
So, good luck. All right. So that was music publishing 101 stuff. You know what's probably actually let's move into things happening on the channel. That's the beauty of our YouTube channel is we get privy or hip to some new shit that's coming. So
Of course.
I've already did the review of Loop Cloud 6. If you haven't, did we posted that video, right?
We
Not
posted the updates, but the one where you actually go through it will be published when this video comes out. When the podcast is already out, it'll be published on tomorrow.
Oh, dope. Okay, right. Okay, yeah. So we'll be publishing that this week on Tuesday. I guess that's the 11th.
Yep.
So check it out. Super exciting update. And yes, I'm you know, we're sponsored to do these videos, but they don't filter our feedback or comments or anything
Trust me, they
like
don't
that.
pay enough for us to
And
sway.
it-
They're not paying
it's
it
more
up
of an
much.
affiliate thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So I'm just here to say and encourage if you are, you know, interested in producing music or you have been producing music for some time, this is a major step. This is game changing shit because they actually incorporate artificial intelligence into the realm of beat making
That's
and how you
interesting as hell. That to me,
that,
sorry to interrupt, but for me, I have
no.
the software for photos, Lumetri AI, and it is insanely good with the photos. Like, I think one day I should actually make a video on it. Like, when you take a photo, it can replace the whole background better than I can on Photoshop. Like, the AI is just next level.
I actually I follow Google's artificial intelligence blog, and there's some really crazy and interesting things in there. I also talk about artificial intelligence. We have a video coming on that on the channel, and man, there are things happening with AI that is going to push us even further. Like I'm pretty sure the technology is already here, but you know, I talk about a scenario of, you know, if you're on your synthesizer and you twisted a few knobs, because I don't consider myself like fucking Kink or whoever as like a synth designer. you go in, you go in. I have a room with a huge Euro fucking rack or whatever it is, and patch cables into CVs and shit all over. I am not that motherfucker. You know, you can just pass me with that. I just want to get in, get an idea off, and rock it. But anyway, the reason why I mention this is there are few people with that Tangerine Dream-esque level of skill when it comes to synth design. With AI, I believe they already have technologies and hardware that will say, hey, we noticed you twisted these three knobs. Did you know if you move this one this way and this one the other way, you'll get some other type of crazy sound that's legit and in
100%.
key?
You know, it's interesting because I was watching, what is it called? IBM and the Deep Blue computer, the first computer to ever beat someone at chess.
Mm.
And it was very interesting because the first attempt failed, but the second one came in and he just pounded the guy, right? At a certain point, he just got up and left and said that was it. And, you know, and then I watched, I think it was 10, 15 years later, Watson. You know Watson? The IBM supercomputer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Him be amazing at Jeopardy and won. A computer that can understand the concept of a joke.
Yes.
That's impressive because a joke is very hard to comprehend. right? And now we're getting to the next level where it's music, a computer that can understand what music is, the history of it, right? Imagine when a computer can understand music better than the mass population.
Yeah, I think the missing component when it comes to AI and music is things that a lot of us would say come from the soul, which are things like the feel. Like, Robert Glasper could play a note, and I immediately know it's him playing it, just because he plays, just the way he approaches playing the note. And partially because how his records are mixed or whatever, maybe that all plays a factor, versus a Herbie Hancock who can play it a certain way. You know I think
I think
that
with machine
component.
learning, it's at a certain
Oh,
point.
it
If
will.
you, I'm sure at
It
a
will
certain
learn.
point, if we say to a computer, these are all Demuir songs, these are all songs he remixed, these are the originals of that song. I think at a certain point, it'll understand how you make music. It'll
Yeah,
comprehend
it
it,
might
and you know what I
understand
think?
how I chop shit up. Yeah.
It might understand it better than you even understand it in the way of it sees the formula that you don't see because for you you're like I feel it. For the computer goes
Yeah.
I understand it, and at a
This,
certain
this,
point it should be able to do everything you do.
fuck. See what I mean? How interesting. This is such an interesting topic, but
Yeah,
it's also exciting and scary all at the same time. But hey, Luke Cloud 6, they did a fabulous, fabulous job at, not only saying here is the sound, but based on the rhythmic attitude or the harmonics of that sound, here are some other things that will fall into play. Like, there is no fucking excuse, this whole writer's block bullshit, or I don't have the time to make beats and all of this shit. Those days are gone with this. This was the nail in the coffin. Put it that way,
yeah, 100%.
for sure. So shouts out to Loop Masters for reaching out and having us do that review. Wish you much success with it. I think it's quite useful out there, and I think when it comes to AI, Wad, I wonder. I actually asked myself this question: what does this do to track ID culture?
What do you mean?
Like the scenario of when you're out DJing and you see somebody in a corner trying to Shazam your song, whatever you're playing,
Yeah.
or yeah, or when someone is like, "Yo, I can't find the song. Can you tell me what it is?" Like, that's track ID culture. Like,
Okay,
people.
it's interesting. I think in that scenario, I think at a certain point we're all, especially with the decks, they're gonna be so connected that at a certain point it'll be published somewhere. It'll be in some database what you played that day.
Yeah, but that shit, it's fucking scaring me with the AI thing, because um when I make music, if I think the sample is too obvious, I'll Shazam it. Like, I'll put it through SoundHound or Shazam or
Yeah.
whatever, because I just don't want any fucking problems, man. Um, so I'm worried as artificial intelligence grows, it will say, not only is this the song you're listening to by Demuir, here's the shit where he sampled it, and this is the point in the song where he sampled it, or he took these chops and fuck, that shit's scary, bro.
Something interesting. I've been thinking about this not recently, but over the last year, and I think that
Mm.
everything that has ever happened in the past will one day be discovered. I think computers are gonna get so advanced to a point where, because I don't know, I think it was a couple years ago in China, they were able to replicate the human brain, all its functions, everything it did for 1 second. It took like 48 days to compute that. And I think at a certain point, as computers get faster, one day it'll get to a point where it'll be able to think backwards.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine the day where you can be like, "This is what Marvin Gaye thought the day he sang that song."
That's fucking crazy.
But it's true,
The,
right?
the, the
There'll be a certain point. If they
the
can replicate
ability to
it
rethought.
forward, it can think of what would it do backwards.
That we're now getting into some deep shit here,
Elon Musk
man.
type shit.
Yeah, this is some really deep shit. Like, I did a computer science stuff in school,
Yeah.
and one of the things we spent hours talking about was how the world will change when when computer operating system, like not systems but the chips,
Mm-hmm.
when they operate on light.
The speed of light.
Not yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing that is holding it is the ability to regulate the speed,
Yeah.
because the other components can't keep up with it. But it's going to be solved at some point.
100%.
And fuck, you think we're seeing some shit now,
Yeah,
but that
it's gonna
scares
get
me.
crazier.
My catalog might be fucked.
Every week a new lawsuit of sampling.
After that. But you know what? Thankfully for copyright laws, I think copyrights only last uh 70 to 100 years post death,
Oh,
and then it goes free. It
Public
becomes part of
domain.
the universe. Anyways, man, crazy shit. Fuck. Went a little deep there, bro.
I know, man. I know. Yeah,
Let's
that's
get
the
a
thought
little
I've
bit
always
of-
had. I was thinking, okay, if a computer, let's say 50 years from now, when I'm, getting on my deathbed or whatever, can think what a human brain is doing forward, there will be a point where they go, what if we try to reverse it? And they go, what if there's enough computing power to calculate every person in the world, and you can just replicate the steps backwards and say, here's what happened and here's what's happening backwards.
I think you could only do it. There's only so much you can do with mathematics and models, right?
Well, no, because think about it this way. Imagine
they're limited.
Imagine them
really.
feeding, let's say, all these videos that you and I do.
Yeah.
It can learn the way you talk and learn the way you act. It can learn all these different things.
Well, we have that today.
Machine
we have
learning,
that.
yeah.
We have machine learning, but we also have it with how things are advertised, where they actually there's a good documentary on Netflix where they actually get in the business of if this plus this plus this equals whatever, give them this, and it's most likely that depending on the time of the month and where things fall, they will have the ability to purchase X or Y or whatever. So that shit's happening now. My only thing with this is when it comes to creativity, and it doesn't matter what art is they sure you can develop all the patterns you want to figure out, a Jackson Pollock portrait and how he did it versus a Monet versus how Herbie Hancock composes or whatever. Fine. But there will be, I still think it will not be perfect just because the randomness of choice will always be a thing that exists at every given moment in time as humans.
I don't think it necessarily is that random.
But that's what I'm saying. It's only based on the calculations for what you feed the model, right?
Yeah.
And what you give it. But I still have the ability to go the other way.
You still do, but
but the chances are it might be right in predicting
it's one of those things
do.
that if a computer can literally replicate a mind and think like a human, right? Because at the end of the day, you and I, in some ways, are computers. I mean, if you think about it, electricity is running within us, right?
Yes.
So we're not that distant from the idea of a computer, right? It's just that we are just a little bit different. And I think the random variable really isn't random. I think we're kind of pre-programmed to do certain things, right? As long as I think a computer has enough variables in inputted, I think it'll be able to predict everything you'll ever do.
Yeah. I still think there's a little bit of risk, but let's move on, man. In the background here, we're getting really deep there, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna have all 2600 hit us up. That's gonna be on the podcast. That's a Hacker's Digest if y'all don't know about it. In the background is my latest one on Bandcamp, 3 Nights in Egypt, where I use the same sample, chop it 4 different ways actually. There's a 4th night, so they're composed of, each track is composed of each night. what we're listening to in the background is the first night. And if you buy the whole EP, you get the fourth night for free. If you're on Patreon, you get the fourth night. But anyway,
Speaking
had a lot of fun making
hashtag
this.
free up Palestine, eh?
All right, man. Let's let me fade this one out. Do a rough Apple fade. What'd you do, man? You drop your keyboard?
No, I dropped my vape.
You're hilarious. Okay. So we're in the month of May already. It's hard to believe that we will be mid-May and in June already, and it will be the start of summer, man. 6 months already. You better get that vaccine, Juan, if you plan to enjoy the summer.
Bro, what fucking summer?
Yeah, you love it, eh? You live summer, man. You don't want to be in the house. Look at you.
I hate being in the house, you know? And so the plan is next year we hitting up Formula One, eh?
Yeah, I told you, Miami. Formula One's coming to Miami,
there
man.
You go, guys. Purveyor Underground company trip. It's a corporate trip.
Corporate car, whatever. I will be there. But anyway, in the month of May, we got some fairly exciting stuff. We got Carlo Leo coming for my Inspiration Speaks event on Patreon, May 26th at 5 p.m. This week, May 14th, is the deadline for you remixers out there. I guess, what is the date by the time this airs, Juan?
It already came out. It's already done.
Yeah. Well, technically, they'll have till midnight of May 14th when this is published to get their submission into demuirpromos@gmail.com to submit your remix. We've already had or have quite a few coming in, and some of them sound mad dope. I love hearing people's interpretation of that track to be a star. So we are looking forward to it. Korg Volca is still up for grabs. We came so close to giving it away, and then it, the month reset. So we're only 10 away now. So yeah, we're only 10. You thought it was lower, right? You thought we were further. What?
I thought we were closer.
Oh, you thought we were close? Yeah, it was 145, but these things have, it cycles.
COVID got people not working right now.
We're in a pandemic, man. I can't complain. We appreciate all the love and support of those on my Patreon and our Discord server. So just keep it coming. But yeah, man, we're 10 away from giving away the Korg Volca, and hopefully, when we hit 200, we will give away the custom longboard along with the Arteria Microfreak back there if you're watching this on video.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke about OnlyFans. So this kind of ties into what we were talking about with Daft Punk, but it's related to. Oh, thanks for highlighting that one. That's so cute. Nice pink color. Oh. Anyways.
Your way.
Childish Gambino is sued for copyright infringement over "This Is America." I can't remember who sued him.
By the way,
I actually listened.
Whoever wrote this article should have put "This Is America" in quotations.
Fair enough. I can't remember who's suing him. It's because I listened to both songs and I was like, "Oh, come on, bro, that's a stretch. It's a real stretch." He's basically trying to. What's his name? Kid West?
Kid West.
Kid West. Okay. He's basically trying to say that the flow, the rhyme flow, is something he came up with in his track, and therefore believes the copyright was infringed as a result. And I would say the flow is similar, but nobody owns flow. Like, I hear a lot of guys.
Argument.
I hear a lot of guys out here flowing like Drake.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't see Drake rushing to sue them. If you just listen through rap music, and even house music for that matter, we had happy piano house back in the late 80s, early 90s. Then it moved to filtered everybody was sampling disco records, all the shit sounding the same. Some of the 1 bar loops or 2 beat loops sounding the same. Fucking disco shit. And then it went to friggin' dubstep and
Yo,
electro.
imagine if someone in techno got sued for the flow.
Yeah, like
Imagine-
for that techno stab that Kevin Saunderson actually took from another record to make what's the song? Big Fun? Yeah.
Was it? I don't know.
So this shit is gonna happen over time. I went in with open ears, like you know, on this Is America thing, and I listened. I was like, oh come on, bro, like that's a stretch. Did you listen to his track
No.
versus?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't. So I don't want to comment.
It's a stretch.
I don't want to comment too much, but it's just yeah, I feel like everyone's getting so money hungry nowadays that it's just like fucking lawyers are like whatever it takes, let's sue.
Yeah, that's
They try
part
to
of the
do?
structure.
Remember Marvin Gaye and Robin Thicke?
Yeah, and the Pharrell Williams thing, right?
Yeah, that was bullshit. That was a bullshit lawsuit. And the family
Yeah.
saying we got released from the evil claws of Pharrell Williams. Well, hold on, let me see if I can pull out that quote. I'll pull up that quote right now, and it's similar to that. You motherfucker, I bet
that
you
was
have to.
etched in your mind. You brought this up before somewhere last week, I think. Bro.
Yeah.
You can't let it go, man. Why's upset? Shit. Well, while you're doing that, yeah, I think some of these copyright things are a stretch, and I do believe people know that they're just going in with their fingers crossed,
Yeah.
hoping they can get a cash grab out of it. But it is what it is, man.
Where is it? It was.
Are you still looking? You still digging for it?
Oh, it was so stupid. The Marvin Gaye's family. I feel so relieved that we got released from Pharrell Williams' evil.
Pharrell
claws.
Williams.
I was like, oh my god.
Yo, man. Let's talk about. I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So there's this pending lockdown here in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is practically open.
Yeah.
I sent you that diagram from the New York Times of states that have restrictions and versus others that don't?
Yeah.
So when I look at that map, it's pretty much business as usual in most of the U.S.
Yeah.
Pandemic or no pandemic. Now, mind you, cases are falling at like 30%.
Yeah.
In the States. I'm excited to get back to it, man. I feel very comfortable to travel to the States now. There was a time when
I didn't have enough gigs to be able to worry about
Yeah.
it.
So you don't want to go to Miami? I've said, yo, go to Miami. OnlyFans is having a.
No, if you said it, bro, I'll be like, fuck yeah, let's go right now, bro.
Yeah, you'd be on that plane so fast. You'd be pushing me out of the way.
Just move, bitch. Get out the way.
You're the kind of guy, and everybody has a friend like this, man. Where, dude, you say, yo, I'm gonna go to this party, and it's gonna be an overnight thing. Everybody has at least a friend or knows a person that will not bring anything but themselves and just fucking show up in their excitement. Their excitement is all that they will be bringing. No money, no change of clothes, nothing.
Exactly, bro. For me, you know what I am? I'll be the hype man, bro. I'll be the hype man. We show up there, bro. You know I'm rocking the Cuban chain, the fucking button-up shirt, the little hat and everything, bro. So here's the thing. In Miami, you need to be friends with a spick. Simple as that.
You're fucking jokes,
man. You need to be friends. Yo, Miami is so spick, bro. These mans are all wetbacks. We're all wetbacks there.
Wow. Wow.
Like
I don't believe so. I think there's some very powerful Colombians in Miami. Don't take offense to what you're saying, Juan.
Bro, have you ever met a Colombian? When do we take offense to anything people say?
Don't mark me, bro. A Colombian in Miami? No, don't do that to me, bro.
You know, they got some other businesses there.
I don't need any problems, okay? I don't need any more problems right now. I'm good, fam. I think that concludes it for the pod today. We covered quite a few things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more going on. Shouts out to our patrons on Patreon. Mans like Sam, Michael, Scooby Doo Punts, early supporters. Who else we got? Lacey, Teresa, a whole gang of people, you know. So we appreciate that love and respect. Thanks to those shouting out and checking out the pod as well on a regular basis. It's growing.
Yeah.
And we appreciate y'all. Lots of love to you.
100%.
You got anything, Juan, before I play some more music? Play us out.
Nah, I think we're good, bro. I think we're good.
All right. Because you're dusty, man.
You're dusty, fam. You're a bucket.
You're dusty. You're a
Book
bucket.
the place to Miami, bro. We out the moment I pop in that vaccine, bro.
Bucket. Give me our junior chicken.
Bro, for you.
Anyways, man. All right. We will be in touch. Much love and respect to y'all. Peace.
Peace.